Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Hanif coming back with another Pure Facts podcast. Week 2 of the NFL is officially over with. We had some banger games. We had some blowouts. We had some comebacks. We had some shootouts, man. This was a really good week for NFL. Without further ado, ladies, gentlemen, aliens, dogs, ever can see and has eyes and watch this podcast, let's get into it. This banger of a podcast. So I want to start off with, of course, I'm a Chiefs fan, so we're gonna start off with the Chiefs. This is probably gonna be like every time we start a podcast, if we play, this is gonna be us because I'm a fan, and I have some questions on how we did this week. If you guys didn't know, we played the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. It was like a heat fest. I'm hearing that like a lot of players were having like cramps because of the heat. They couldn't breathe. They were on oxygen. It was like I think it was 89 degrees out there. We're feeling like 90 something. Or like it was a very very hot day in Jacksonville. We actually did end up pulling out the W. 17-9 in favor of the Chiefs. I want to talk about a few things that happened in the game because I was not too happy for the first half of the game. We played very, very sloppy football. I don't know what is going on with our offense. Our offense is not very amazing this year. And that comes to my first question, which is what is going on with the Chiefs offense? So usually every year, that's what we're known for is our crazy offensive ability. And I don't understand what's going on now. I understand we did lose a veteran wide receiver in Juju, and I think people give Juju a little bit too much shit. I think Juju is a solid wide receiver. And I think him with that presence in the locker room with other receivers, it resonates. When you have new wide receivers like rookies and stuff like that, and they're like new to the NFL, it's thing called like you get jitters, you get nervous. So I think that Juju telling them like telling them what to do and his experiences really calms them down in a sense. But since we don't really have that, we only have Travis Kelsey, and Travis Kelsey isn't he's technically he's a tight end, but we all know he's a damn near wide receiver. But he's just like amazing route runner, amazing everything when it comes to catching the football. But we got some new wide receivers. We got Rashid, um Sky Moore is new. We got Justin Ross. So we have basically three like still because I think like this is your second year. But I feel like you're still kind of a rookie until like the fifth game. I think I'll give you 1 year and 5 games to really see what you are. So I feel as though we were playing very, very sloppy. I don't know what is going on with my receivers, but they can't keep a hell of the ball. Like we fumbled multiple times. We fumbled on a punt return a couple times, and I'm just understanding what is going on. We got to practice on how to hold the ball because that's a lot of people like. So I know one play it was punched out, which is okay. That's different, 100%. Like you take care of the football, but like you got outplayed. But these dropping the balls and these muff punts, like it's so like distasteful for a Chiefs. And it's funny, we've always had this kind of problem when it comes to punt returning, like Sky Moore last year, and then Tariq Hill had some problems when he was on the team. So it's like kind of weird that always had this problem when it comes to special teams, but I digress. It's about our offense. Offense looked choppy. I know Travis Kelsey came back and he's missed some training camp and week 1, so I wasn't expecting him to go stupid like crazy. He still did score a touchdown, which ended up helping us win the game. So he's always coming in clutch when we need him. But I was expecting the wide receivers to have a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more confidence now that Travis Kelsey's back on the field because he brings that to the team. But yeah, it was not good. A good day for Kadarius Toney did make a little bit of redemption. He caught like 3 passes for like 20 something yards, something like that, 30 yards. So he was moving the chains and when we needed some spark. But then he disappeared in the second half. I don't know what's going on with him. If he was even out on the field, I didn't even see his number. Like it was ridiculous. Sky Moore did come up clutch in that final play of the game to steal the game off and to get us the victory. Good shit to him. I need to see more from Rashid, and I need to see more from Justin Ross. Like these two are supposed to be big parts of our offense. It is still early, it's week 2, so there's no overreaction. But like I need to see better. And like I said, Pat. No, I didn't say this yet. I think Pat was kind of the problem in the first half. He was trying to push the ball down the field too much. So I feel like he was listening to the what people were saying about him last weekend, saying that oh they were doing too many dips and dunks and medium passes. So he was trying to force it a lot. He did throw a very stupid pick to Justin Watson. Justin Watson just got beat. Cisco was really in our ass this entire game. Like Cisco was playing beautiful football. Um that safety from the Jaguars is actually really good. But yeah, the offense didn't look too patronizing. Even in the second half, we did score a little bit more. But like I want to see more from us. Like we're supposed to be one of the best offenses. We're supposed to have one of the best um minds head coach ever, in my personal opinion, and one of offensively, and one of the best QBs ever. Like one of them. Like so, why are we not able to score more points on the Jaguars? Now, granted, the Jaguars defense is actually really good. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the Jaguars defense isn't good. But I was expecting way more out of us, man. I was kind of disappointed on the offensive side of the ball, and I need to see more, man. I need to see more. But you know what I wasn't honest about and like mad about our defense. Now, I'm gonna actually question: is the Chiefs defense top five in the league, man? I'm going through the NFL and I can only see three teams that are actually definitive better than us in defense. It's the Cowboys, the 49ers, and the Jets. Other than that, I really can't like see another defense that's holding us, man. Like you don't understand the Chris Jones debut of the 2023-24 season came and he played lights out. Like this man, like please, Chiefs Nation, please, bro. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to get rid of some veterans. All this the only thing I don't want you to get rid of, bro, is I'm fine with retweaking everything besides our offensive line. Do not tweak the offensive line and you can drop anybody you want to. I don't care. I literally don't care. Leave the offensive line, and of course, Travis Kelce. Of course, he's not going anywhere. Pat's not going anywhere, and pay this man Chris Jones whatever he wants, man. I'm fine with having a rookie defensive line. I'm fine with having a rookie corners, rookie linebackers. I'm fine with all that. Just make sure we can keep Chris Jones because this man is a problem. What don't they understand? This man is a problem. He can't be stopped. He has the same. His pressures are out of this world. He always create room for other people to get sacks or other people to arrest the quarterback. Like he's actually a problem, bro. He's like of course Aaron Donald is better, bro, but he reminds me of a Aaron Donald, bro, where like you have to triple team him or double team him, and sometimes that shit still doesn't work. Like he's that much of a problem, bro. Like if he would have played week 1, we would have 100% won that game. There was no question about it, and I think that's why he sat out was to tell the Chiefs, like, listen, man, Pat's good. Y'all offense is fire, but defense matters, man. And if I'm not there to cause ruckus, man, y'all are gonna lose some tight, close games. And he showed us that they play lights out football, man. Chris Jones got, I think he got maybe 1.5 sacks or something like that. Some good pressures, man. He was just our defense was lights out. This is the second time in a row I didn't realize because even without Chris Jones last year, we held the Lions to under to 21. We're gonna talk about it later in the video, but the Lions and Seahawks just had a crazy shootout. So like the Lions can score the ball, and the Chiefs was just doing the Chiefs defense that is was doing so good and stopping the Jaguars who have a prominent offense. I think the Jaguars might have a top 5 receiving core in the NFL. They got Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Evan Ingram's. Like those four guys are solid, bro. Those are really solid receiving core. So for us to stop them was actually pretty impressive. I'm excited that Chris Jones is back. I'm actually really excited that Chris Jones is back. And all I want him to do is I just want them to pay the man, bro. Like it really isn't that hard, bro. Like just do what you gotta do. This is how you keep star players, man. You keep them satisfied. And if the Chris Jones isn't satisfied, I do not want to see a life without Chris Jones, man. I don't. Okay, so let's move on from that. The Chiefs, like I said in the game, the Jaguars. Let's talk about Jaguars a little bit. Jaguars played really good. Trevor Lawrence missed on some passes that could have potentially made a comeback. I think if he would have made that pass, a lot of his passes were too late because his receivers were out of bounds in the touchdown field. Like they kept running out of bounds. And they always say the back of the touchdown is another defender. So you also got to watch out for that. Calvin really did really good. He was injured a little bit though for my corners. Our corners were playing good. It was a little shaky game. A lot of flags called. They did knock down on I'm sorry. It's a guy that came from them. Like he actually came from uh the Jags. His name it might not even show it here, but it's like our offensive line. Jawan Taylor, I think. Jawan Taylor. One of the guys on our O line. He's in our O line. And they did knock down on his obsessive far starting. Like he has his foot too far back, so he's able to pivot faster. They called him a lot. I think they called him like 5 times for that. So we have to chill that down a little bit. But overall, it was an impressive game for the defense, and not an impressive game for the offense. I'm looking for our offense to bounce back against the Bears and blow them out. Okay, so let's talk about what's I think really really important right now. It is the AFC North. So as you guys know, the AFC North this year is supposed to be the best division in football. They had so many different teams that was supposed to make a jump, such as the Steelers and the Browns. Now that Deshaun Watson is this is his first all season start because he only played 6 games last season. They was expecting him to have that jump they was doing. Unfortunately, he didn't have that, and the AFC North is I think might be already locked. I know it's week 2, but some things happened and it's not looking good for a majority of the AFC teams. So let's just talk about the Ravens. Are the Ravens legit contenders to win the division? It's looking like the Ravens already won it, man. So we're gonna go over some few things later on the video, but let's just go over the Ravens, and I'm gonna tell you why the Ravens are gonna win. So the Ravens did play the Bengals, and the Ravens did end up beating the Bengals. The score, I believe, was 27-24 in favor of the Ravens. The Ravens had a very, very good, solid game plan against the Bengals. It was just throw the ball. Like they threw the ball a lot, and the Bengals really couldn't capitalize on that. Lamar was playing very, very good. Lamar usually doesn't throw the ball a lot. It was a bunch of trick plays, it was a bunch of run, then throw. It was a bunch of jumbled up stuff, and it actually caught the Bengals off guard. Now the Bengals did start to make a comeback late in the game, but then at that point it was just a little bit too late. It was like I think it was like 8 minutes or 7 minutes left in the game, and they started making a comeback. Joe Burrow started making some catches. T Higgins went crazy, man. T Higgins needs to get they just need to get off that team, but he need to come to us, bro. I'm gonna be honest. He needs to come to like the Chiefs so we can have a solid wide receiver, but that's biased. But the Ravens played really, really good. They did beat the Bengals. The Ravens proceed to 2-0. They're the only 2-0 team in their division. And it just looked bad. Like the Ravens looked really, really good, and the Bengals looked cooked. Like I was not impressed. I was not impressed by the Bengals at all. Now I do understand that Joe Burrow is going through an injury, and let's actually get more into depth into that because that is my next question. Like, are the Bengals cooked? If you guys didn't know, Joe Burrow did re-injure his calf injury, man. So he retweaked it again. So you know how calf injuries work. It does take a couple weeks to heal, and they did end up playing Joe Burrow for week 1 and 2 when they really shouldn't have. Like and you know what the bad part is, they still lost those games despite playing him, man. That's even worse. Now they're 0-2 in the division, not just like 0-2 in the whole conference, in the division, which is basically like a game and a half because like no matter how many wins you have, if you lose to both your division games, you guys are like almost tied, then you lose the division. So that's very, very bad for them. A 2-0 start in the division is horrible. And now they're saying that Joe Burrow might not play for several weeks, which is like bad in itself. Now, I do think that if Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase, and T Higgins play a little bit like try hardy, I think they can win a couple of games even without Joe Burrow. But this is a really bad start for them, man. They're 0-2. Now, granted, they were 0-2 last year, but they had Joe Burrow wasn't injured. They were just having some problems with their offense. So unfortunately, that's going to click and they're going to get better. But this is devastating, man. So without Joe Burrow, I don't give him a chance to win the division. If he doesn't come back, let's just say he doesn't come back for 4 weeks. So they say they win 2 games out and they're 2-4. I do not think they can win the division because I think the Ravens are gonna be flying high with this one, man. Because let's actually look at the Ravens schedule and see because those that's the Steelers also could win the division or the Browns, but the Browns ain't looking too good. But look, the Ravens next games. That's last. Well, they got last season on Google. That's kind of tough. I didn't know that. But the Ravens next game are the Colts, dub. The Browns, the way the Browns playing dub. The Steelers, the way the Steelers playing might be a dub, but I can see that the Ravens still always play hard. The Titans, the Lions, like their schedule is not hard, man. It's not hard. Like I can actually see them going like I can see them winning until like maybe like against the Seahawks because Seahawks do have a good offense, but like the way these teams are playing, like I can't see them losing. Like the Ravens are playing good football, and it's just sad to see like such a good quarterback hurt by injury, man. I always hate seeing it, bro. But like it's the staff's fault. Like they shouldn't have played him, and they knew they shouldn't have played him. And it's just ridiculous how such a good team that was in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's in the AFC Championship last year might be cooked already, man, because they wanted to play their quarterback too much, man. It's just sad, and I don't understand why they would even think about doing something like that. And it's just stupid. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. It was dumb on their part, and they need to learn how to do something about that because that is unfortunate. Because what happens if now he's out for the whole season? They're cooked. And you know how the Bengals are having trouble with cap space because T. Higgins want to get paid, Jamar Chase has to get paid. They just paid Joe Burrow. Like so, they're gonna run into some issues later on down the line when it comes to paying people, man. And it's sad, but it's gonna be like that. But moving on, like I said, the Ravens did lose. Actually, let's stay into the division real fast. I think instead of going around, and I want to ask this question, bro. So the Chiefs, I'm sorry, the Browns and the Steelers played on Monday Night Football along with the Saints and the Panthers, but we don't care about them because they're trash. And Deshaun Watson struggled. Now, this comes to my next question: Is Deshaun Watson a bottom five quarterback? Listen, we're human. We all have emotions. We all go through things in life, and it builds up our character, and it shows us who we truly are in adversity. Now we all know the skepticism about this motherfucker Deshaun Watson and his raping allegations or grouping of women. It might be true, it might be not. That's not for me to decide. The court said that they don't think it was true, so we leave it at that. We leave it at that. But that can mess up the psyche of a player because Deshaun Watson is playing really, really bad football. They have a solid offense. They have a really, really solid offense. And I don't really know like what's going on. Why is he not progressing like he should be? I don't understand it. He has Amari Cooper as the number one. He has Donovan People Jones, who's another good receiver. He has a solid O line, a really good defense, one of the best running backs in like probably of this era. Praying for him. Talk about him later. And I don't understand what he's doing. Like he's throwing stupid, dumbass picks. He's doing dumbass penalty calls. Like he had two face masks, which is like retarded. Like I don't even know what he was doing, bro. Maybe it was people were saying that it was out of frustration that he wasn't clicking. But like, who fault is that? I really don't see how it's like Stefanski's fault. Really, like this might be the worst contract of NFL history. Paying this motherfucker $236 million guaranteed or whatever it was, 220 plus million. Like that is ridiculous, man. For him to play like this, it is like distasteful. Like the Browns were always a bad organization regardless, but this just may push them over the top, man. They are so bad. Like I don't know. Like it's not funny, man. I don't want to laugh because like I feel bad for like the Browns fans and people that might lose their job, their livelihood. Like it's understandable. Like I understand like on that part, but like how are y'all this bad? Like Like how is it possible for him to be this bad and for him to just suck? Like y'all supposed to have a good offense this year. Like what is going on? And I do want to say one thing, man. Like I'm praying for Nick Chubbs because Nick Chubbs did fuck up his leg again. Oh, I think it was his ankle or something with his left leg, man. And he had the same problem back in 2015 that he thought his career was gonna be over from this injury, man. I'm praying, bro. I'm praying like it's really a sad thing because I really love Nick Chubbs, man. He is a great running back. I think him and Derrick Henry is the only people right now in the NFL running back wise that like besides the old ones that don't play anymore, that's probably still in the league, that are actually real Hall of Fame running backs, man. So it's really sad to see him go down. I'm hoping he bounces back from this because the Browns need him because the way Deshaun Watson is playing, they're not gonna score any points anymore now. Like it might be like a fucking donut. So like it's just really bad. They did end up losing to the Steelers 24-21, I believe. Let me get that. Yep, 22-26. Sorry to the Steelers, man. And it's just sad. Like I hope Nick Chubb really pull through, man. He's the goat, one of the goats of me growing up watching football, and I hope he bounces back, man. Now let's talk about the other side of the game, the Steelers side, bro. And they look bad. They looked really bad, bro. Like, why is the Steelers offense still struggling? Okay, so week one, I thought that was all Kenny Pickett. I thought Kenny Pickett was like, what the fuck happened to him, bro? When he played last year, for the first season, he's a rookie, so I understand to make some mistakes. But throughout the second half, he was playing lights out, bro. He was playing really good football. Him and George Pickens had a connection like no other, looking like a great the next like quarterback wide receiver duo. And I thought it was really good, but for some reason he's regressing. Like he's actually getting worse. Maybe he's playing some really good defenses. Like granted, the 49ers and the Browns were his two games he played, and their defenses are actually really good. But man, he's doing some dumb ass throws. Bro, it was one play particularly I remember when he's running right, and they're literally yelling throw the ball out because he's getting chased by I think Miles Garrett or something like that, and he throws the fucking ball to like the Browns. Like look like this is uh what's his name? Deontay Johnson, and this is the Browns guy. The Browns guy is in front of him, like direct, like bro. It's like he's looking at the Browns guy, and he throws him the ball, and I'm like, bro, are you playing for the Steelers? Or are you playing for the Browns? Like I don't know if he's getting nervous or something like that, but like, where was his nervousness last year? Like, the second half of the season, he didn't have it. So like, what is going on with the Steelers offense? They are struggling. I do want to say George Pickens is still him, bro. Like, he's so good. He's a great contested catcher. He's a great after the run player. Like, bro, he is crazy. He did some crazy shit where he like he like caught the ball and then need somebody. That shit was kind of funny. It was funny. I did enjoy that. I did watch the game. I didn't watch the end because it was really getting kind of boring. But then I did with some highlights, and then that's how the Steelers won a game. Um, which is the Steelers defense, man. The Steelers defense is so fucking good. Their defense might be better than ours too. I think it is better than ours. I think they're number four. And we're number five. But the Steelers defense is so good, man. It's plays lights out. TJ Watt is an animal. He's amazing. I think he took it to the crib. I think majority of the Steelers points was from defensive scoring, which is so bad, man. Like that is like that's really bad when your offense can't get it clicking for 2 weeks in a row and your defense has to come and score for you. It's not looking good for them. But like I said, the division is wide open, man. With Joe Burrow's being injured, Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb being injured, Deshaun Watson not playing good, man. The division is theirs for the taking, man. I think if they get their offense a little bit running more, I think they'll have a really good chance of actually winning the division. I can't see that though because the Ravens are playing such good football. They did struggle against the Texans in Week 1, but I mean they bounced back with the Bengals. It was a really good, solid. It was a really good statement win for them. And all in all, I thought it was a really good game. Really game from the Ravens perspective. But yeah, the freaking the Steelers and the Browns got to get their offense kicking again, bro, because this is sad. And I do want to say one thing. before we even into the next question, um, is it me or is like this year of football, it's not very high scoring. Let me go back to week one. Let me go back to week one. So week one, it was only one, two, three, four, five, six. No, I wouldn't even count that because granted they're going against weaker teams, so I'm only gonna count the teams that are like as over 30 against a really good defense. So the 49ers against the Steelers, I would count that because the Steelers defense is still really good. Um, the Rams against the Seahawks, that was surprising that the Rams beat the Seahawks, but that was 30 also. The Dolphins and the Chargers are a crazy game, probably the best game of the season so far. The Packers are going against the Bears. They always own the Bears, so I won't count that. The Bears defense is trash, so I won't count that. So we're still on three. One, two. Yeah, we're still on three. And then the Cowboys and the Giants was insane, of course, for the game. But beside that was a defensive battle. Offenses are kind of struggling this year. Like I feel like defenses are actually really coming into play this year. And that doesn't make it boring per se, but it makes it less exciting to see how the defenses are carrying the game nowadays. Like it's so crazy. Like I'm expecting like all these juggernaut like throws and these like crazy plays, but like we're not getting that. We're getting straight defensive games, which can hurt the ratings a little bit and make it a little bit boring to watch. But as a true football fan, you know what defenses wins games. So I digress. But to get to the next question at hand, bro. So Thursday night football was the Vikings at the the Eagles, man. And these teams were struggling, bro. Both on both sides of the football. The Eagles defenses was playing really good, was playing okay against the Vikings, and the Eagles offense was struggling, man. I think AJ Brown was on the sideline screaming at Jalen Hurts because he wasn't getting a ball enough, bro. But I mean, like I watched the tape over like the game because it was on Amazon. You could do that, and he wasn't getting that much separation, bro. Like he was kind of getting locked down by that corner. I don't even know who was on him, but he was like playing some really good D on him. So why would Jalen Hurts force the ball in there? Like, granted, it is AJ Brown, but I mean, like a smart quarterback is better than a foolish quarterback. So like I don't understand. And Devontae Smith went crazy. He went crazy. I think he had like 100 and some yards or something like that. Yeah, he had 131 yards and a tutty, man. I got him on fantasy, so I still ended up losing, but fuck it. And there. Let's talk about DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift was running circles around the fucking Minnesota Vikings, bro. It was so crazy, man. I don't know what it was. The Vikings defense always been kind of bad, in general, but DeAndre Swift had 200. No, I'm sorry, 175 yards and a tutty, bro. I've never seen somebody get run on so bad, like probably ever. Like that shit was crazy. Like he was averaging like 5 or 8 yards a carry, bro. Like every time they just ran the clock down, bro. And now I'm happy for DeAndre Swift because he was on the Lions and he kept getting injured for some reason. Even though the Lions' offensive line is actually pretty good, so I don't know what was going on with him, but he's found his home in Philadelphia. Him and Jalen Hurts are going to be a good 1-2 punch when it comes to running the football, and I'm expecting more out of them, bro. The Eagles passing, it struggled. Like I will say that the Eagles passing was struggling for a while. Um, Like I said, AJ Brown wasn't getting his touches. He wasn't getting separation. Devontae Smith was going crazy, but Jalen Hurts was struggling to throw the ball. Man, like it got so bad that he was getting booed in Philadelphia. Like he was actually getting booed by his fans, and it also got worse. They had to actually take him out, and that's why they put in Devontae Smith to start running the ball more because the struggling game was struggling. Like it was the passing game was struggling. And I don't know what's going on with them. They are not looking like the team they were last year, and they didn't even lose anybody on offense. I think they lost like nobody. Like so, I don't understand why they just keep doing so bad. And it's just getting, it's gonna start. I don't want to say it's gonna start wreaking their rear head, but when they go against a team that's good and they're down, because because for right now, they've only been playing teams that they've been ahead of. But when you're playing from a deficit, you know how hard that is to run a ball and to score. You got to throw the ball. That's why the passing game is so prevalent in the NFL right now, because when you're losing, You don't want to run the ball. You want to throw it so you can score a touchdown as fast as possible. But the Eagles' offense is not looking too good. Their defense isn't looking too good either. They're giving up points. Like the Vikings almost made a little comeback at the end. Justin Jefferson did muff one touchdown, but I don't think that's really his fault. That rule is actually pretty stupid. Where if you fumble it, if you fumble it in the end zone and it goes out of bounds, it's a touchback. That shit makes no sense. Like that literally doesn't make sense. I don't understand. That makes no sense. Like it's the dumbest rule ever. That shit needs to be changed. Like I don't understand. It should have been touchdown, but he did lose the ball before it went over the pylon, so it wasn't a touchdown. But like yeah, the Vikings are looking okay this year. This now besides the games they were winning last year, they're losing them. These close tight games. But they're always just an up and down team. Good offense, bad defense. You get the gist of it. Let's talk about one of the best games of this week was the Lions at the Seahawks, man. The Seahawks swoop down and take the Lions' food, man. The Lions and the Seahawks, I don't know what it is about these motherfuckers, but this is a rivalry, bro. I don't care what anyone says. They have a shootout every freaking year. Like I don't know what is going on. Like they just I mean I know what's going on. Their defenses are trash. Like they have really really bad defenses and really really good offenses. The score was 37-31 in overtime in favor of the Lions, man. This game was crazy. Like I watched it from my boy Irving. He's a Lions fan. I mean, sorry, a Seahawks fan. You'll see Irving and Brandon on a little bit later in a podcast if they want to join. But the Lions had the early lead. They was doing really really good running the ball. Um, and passing the ball. Jared Goff is playing really, really good football. He does do some dumb decisions once in a while, or he can't read the field once in a while, but like still doing pretty, pretty good. Uh, the Seahawks were struggling at the beginning, but they got their groove going. Geno Smith played some really good really good football. Tyler Lockett is so good, bro. I think he might be a little bit underrated. Like people know how good he is, but he doesn't get the recognition I think he deserves. And that's really what underrated means. 'Cause a lot of people think that just because you know somebody doesn't mean that they're not underrated. Just because I know he's right known, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I think when you're that good, you get the respect, not just being known. But it was a back and forth battle. Lions scored, then Seahawks scored, then Lions scored. It was literally just score for score. Then, around the fourth quarter, I thought the game was over when the fucking Jared Goff threw a pick and the Seahawks took it back for the crib, a pick six. I thought it was over. I thought that it was gonna be too much for the I think it was gonna discourage Jared Goff and he was gonna play kind of bad. But no, man, he came back and led his team back from I think it was they were down by 9 because sorry by yeah by 9 yeah by 9 no I'm sorry by 10 because it was a touchdown field goal and then extra point. They were down by 10. It was 30-20. I thought it was over, but they came back and they put it in the overtime. They put it in the overtime, but then that man, Tyler Lockett said, hold my beer, bro. And he just went crazy, man. He caught like two passes in the overtime and ended up catching the last pass to end the game. It was a masterful under the shoulder pass by Geno Smith. It was really good. And the Seahawks win 37-31. Like I was saying, man, this team, it's always a shootout, man. It's always a shootout, and I love it. This is the kind of football that I like, man. That I really, really enjoy. That I think that really is entertaining to watch when teams are going back and forth. And it's not even like about scoring wise, in my personal opinion. It's about a back and forth battle. Like if you can move the ball and you get a field goal at the end, I still enjoy that. It's still exciting. But these straight defensive battles are just kind of boring to watch, man. I'm be honest, and I'm actually more of a defensive guy. Like when I played football, I was a defensive end. I played defensive end, and then I played tight end. So like I played both sides of the football, and I actually enjoy defense a little better. Rushing the passer. It's just like it's a different kind of rush. But just saying. Okay. Now let's talk about the game. The Colts and the Texans. The Colts did end up winning. What's funny? Like all jokes aside, the Texans don't look that bad this year, man. They don't like. They actually they have I see this Stroud. Is it C.J. Stroud? I think it is. C.J. Stroud plays for the Texans, correct? Yeah. TJ Stroud looked really, really good. 384 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He played a really, really smart football, but the Colts defense is just too good. And the Colts have a really good defense. They always had a good defense for his Buckner. They did get rid of stuff on Gilmore, but their defensive line is solid. They can rush the passer really well with just sending four. So I thought they played really well. Anthony Richardson was doing really, really good at the beginning of the game. He had a running touchdown. He threw for 56 yards and he had a rushing touchdown. He had two rushing touchdowns. Sorry. So he was doing really, really good, but then he did end up suffering a concussion, man. I hope he doesn't end up in the same road as Tua, but Tua was just an extreme like circumstance. He played really, really good. He did, like I said, I think it was like late in the second half, like almost to the no, I'm sorry, late in the second quarter, almost the third half, he suffered a concussion, and I thought this was going to be the tipping table for the Texans to take the league, bro. But like I said, hope he gets better. But Gardner Minshew, man, Gardner Minshew is like he's been bouncing around the NFL and he played really, really good, man. 171 yards, one touchdown, bro. He played really, really good. So the Texans unfortunately didn't have any chance of winning. The Colts beat them pretty cleanly, 31 to 21. But I'm saying that the these new quarterbacks this year, bro, the future's bright, man. I'm starting to see how like these guys are actually good compared to last year. Like I mean, last year quarterbacks were pretty good too, like Kenny Pickett. Um, what's the other guy's name? Kenny Pickett's the only one that comes to my mind right now, but oh, Geno Smith. Geno Smith not really a new quarterback, but you know what I'm saying, like he's brand new in the system. Like they play really, really good. Like these guys are playing really, really good football, and I'm enjoying it. Now I hope they don't, relax from injuries. That's the one thing I pray they don't, because like I enjoy watching football, and I want to see teams compete, even the worst teams. I want to see them. I just love watching every game of football. It brings me joy, brings me happiness, man. I love watching sports. Now, on that note, let's talk about something sad, bro. The Lions did end up losing. I mean, not the Lions. I'm sorry. The Bears did end up losing to Tampa Bay. In a winnable game. It was winnable, bro. It's Justin Fields' Bears day is coming to an end, man. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Justin Fields last year was really good. Like throwing a ball, he could improve some, but running a ball, I thought that he was amazing. He's an amazing scrambler. Um, he needs to work on his vision a little bit, but like, man, listen, I seen a play where there was on a right hand side, there was a guy in the end zone, and nobody was around him, bro. It was like a receiver right here, and then a defender in front of that guy, and then like say the guy's all over here by himself, like just sitting there, and he didn't see him, bro. And it was like I know that happens a lot, but bro, there was nobody on that guy, bro. It was so sad. And they keep playing that shit on TikTok over and over again. That's all I see from Justin Fields. Like he has terrible vision. Now, I did think last year. I think it wasn't his fault. It was his defense fault because his defense couldn't hold a lead or even like stop anybody. Like it was so sad. Their defense was trash, but their defense kind of played good for the first half of the game. Now, of course, football is 2 quarters. I mean, 4 quarters, so two halves. But like Justin Fields was struggling, man. Like I don't know what it was. I think they changed his game plan. He only had like 3 yards rushing or something like that. That's not Justin Fields. I know he's a great rusher, a great scrambler. So why would you take away something that a player does good? It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand that. But Justin Fields looking like he's gonna lose his job, man. It's looking really, really bad. I was a huge Justin Fields fan from his last year's performance, but he's getting worse, man. He's getting worse. They gave him help. They gave him DJ Moore. Um, they gave him Chase Claypool. Um, like he should be making more plays, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. It's saddening. It is still like I said. All of this is skeptical because it still is week 2, so there's a lot more football to play. But it's looking bad, man. It's looking bad, and I hope he can get it together because I don't know what team might will pick him up. Uh, what team would probably pick him up? I don't even know. There's no team like right now. I think like like everything's solid. And I do want to say one thing. Before we move on to the next game, it was a pretty bad game. Bucks ended up winning 27-17. Tight game and then do a pick six. Well, I think it was a fumble, whichever one it was, and they ended up losing the game. Mike Evans still a god tier wide receiver, underrated as fuck. They gotta give him his props. Hall of Famer, bro. I don't care. At this point, he's locked in for me. Baker Mayfield, put some respect on his name. Now I know he's been playing some kind of under tier teams, but he did beat the Vikings in week one, a playoff team last year. So maybe people gotta start putting some respect on his name, bro, because he's starting to play some really really good football. So I want some respect on his name. Okay, so that's being done. Bears lose again and fall to 0-2. Hopefully Justin Fields retain his job because it's looking bad, man. The next game, the Falcons and the Green Bay Packers was a really really good game. Now the Packers at the end sold, man. They sold so many times, but I think it was just a bad second half for the Green Bay. It was back and forth. Listen, B. John Robinson is a problem, man. I know I after that in week one, but he is just a problem. He makes so many people miss. He's so shifty. He's so fast. He's gonna be a premier back in this league, bro. Watch my words. Like he's so good, so good. Um, Jordan Love played really really well. They got Calvin Ridley, right? I believe not Calvin Ridley. Desmond Ridley. Ritter. He played really, really well. He did throw a pick, some good passes in and there, but they leaned on Bijan. He had 125 yards, man. He was moving a rock. Jordan Love had a really, really good game, but they leaned more on AJ Dillon and Jordan Love using his feet more. Like he only had 150 yards through the air. He did have 3 touchdowns, but they were like after they ran the ball, it was like little pussy passes. But the Packers do look good though, and the Falcons are actually looking legit this year, man. Like I think the Falcons are gonna win that division. I think they are because they play I keep forgetting it's like looking at last year's game. They play the Lions, which was going to be a really good game. I think that's a toss up. They play Jags. I think they're gonna lose. Texans easy win. Commanders toss up. Buccaneers toss up. Titans. I think they're gonna win. Vikings. I think they're gonna beat them. When I can see them actually winning the NFC South, I believe. Yeah, I can see even though all the Bucks, Saints, and the Falcons are all 2-0. Like I think the Falcons are looking the best. Like the Saints aren't looking good. Like they're winning games, which is the most important part of the NFL is winning. But like it's like they're damn near losing to like shit teams. Like they almost lost to the Titans, and then they almost lost to the Panthers, which is really really bad. But I think the Falcons are legit, man. I think the Falcons could actually win the NFC South and actually have and do a really really good playoff spot. Of course, they're probably going to be a first round exit, but it's cool seeing different the playoffs. So the next game is going to be the Bills at the Raiders, man. The Bills played a phenomenal game. This was their bounce back game, as you can say. They actually dominated the Raiders. It was 38-10, I believe. Let me just check that real fast. It was I don't yeah, 38-10. Josh Allen played really, really well, but I mean, it's the Raiders defense. The Raiders defense has never been good, bro. Like ever. I don't think like I'm a Chiefs fan, so I've been probably with the Raiders for years now, years, and their defense is not good. Jimmy Garoppolo played bad. I think he threw like 3 picks or something like that. Maybe two. That's wrong. He threw 2 picks. Really, really bad. Devontae Adams need to get the fuck off that team, bro. Like he has to get off that shit, bro. Like, oh my god. Like I was talking to my boys about his contract. Like, bro, I might take the L to get off that team, bro. He is too good to be on that team, and they are garbage. But not really much to say. A good win from the Bills. They needed this after falling to the Jets in week one. The Bills dominated. This is the offense I want to see out of the Bills all the time, bro. James Cook had a really good game, 123 yards rushing on the field, man. It might be his not better, but up and coming, just like his brother did when he joined the league, man. It was a really, really good game for him. Really, really good game for Gabe Davis. But Gabe Davis is very iffy. Like sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. So you can't really judge him off one game because he's very inconsistent. But the Bills had a really, really good, solid game. It was a really, really good bounce back game, and I'm happy they actually had that because they looked pretty bad in week one, and they looked pretty like their frustrations from last year was gonna um carry over from last year. with Stephon Diggs not getting the ball a lot. But Stephon Diggs is being kind of like, I don't want to say selfish, bro, because when you're that good, you want the ball, and Gabe Davis isn't the best either. Like Gabe Davis is good for like deep threat, but like when it comes to yak yardage and catching the ball on the run, he's not that good. So I understand that. But yeah, good win overall for the Bills. Really solid win for them. Good bounce back game. Now let's talk about the game that was the most surprising out of all. The Chargers versus the Titans, man. I am actually freaking surprised that this game ended the way it is. Titans ended up winning the game 27 to 24 in overtime, making the Chargers 0-2. Now listen, this was in no way, shape, or form um Justin Herbert's fault. Justin Herbert played a good ass game, man. 305 yards, two tutties, no picks. He played a really, really good game. Keenan Allen had a day. 111 yards, two tutties. Like the game was on offense. It was masterful. It was good. It was excellent. There was no problem with the offense. Listen, man, the fucking Chargers defense is trash. It's Garudo. It's Gardugi. It is trash. It is so trash, guys. Don't understand, so I need a little bit of water. It's trash, guys. I don't know what's going on. The Chargers defense has always been bad. Like they added in like what a Darwin James, Khalil Mack, not Khalil Mack. Is it Khalil Mack? Not Khalil Mack. I think it's Darwin James and no, it is yeah, bro. Those are two crazy ass defensive players, bro. Why are they getting worse? I don't understand the Chargers. Like they're going backwards, in my personal opinion. Like it doesn't make any sense. But Derrick Henry had a night, rushing for I think he rushed for like over 100, almost 80 with a touchdown. Uh, um, D Hop had a good day, 4 for 40, averaged 10 yards a carry. Like it was a solid game for the Titans, but the Chargers are trash. The Chargers defense is trash. So that comes to my next question, man. Should should they fire Brandon Staley? Like, this is a good question. After that embarrassment in the playoffs when they lost to the Jaguars, they were up 28 points, man. It was an embarrassment. I'm surprised he actually kept his job after that, bro. There's no way that I would have kept as a GM would have not fired that guy, but that was pathetic. And now they're starting off 0-2. Now there could be a defensive coach. Maybe they need a new defensive coach. But like Brandon Staley is like he's supposed to like put in his 2 cents, like what is going on? Like I don't understand how they're doing so bad. Like some things got to be changed, man. And I think Brandon Staley is really really good, really a problem with not just his play calling, but with his ego, bro. Like bro, me and my boy Irvin was talking, and we were saying that like, do you understand how the analytics work and how you're supposed to go for it on fourth? But he goes for it every fucking time. It could be like 4th and 20. He'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, go, 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 go." I'm like, bro, like, like he single-handedly won us a division last year. I'm going for fourth downs every time. Now, granted, it's us and we have a crazy offense, so I can understand why he wants to keep us off the field. Like he went for it every fucking play on fourth down. Like it was actually crazy. I think he did like 4 times. It was ridiculous. And I think he's not a good coach, man. He's not a good head coach. I don't think he's a good head coach. I think he maybe needs to go play college or something, like, cause they can go for it on fourth down. But like, nah, bro. I don't think he should do that. But yeah, Chargers fall to 0-2, and the Titans fall to 1-1. And they beat them 27-24 in overtime, which is the most craziest ending to a game that's unexpected. And it was funny. Now the next game we have to talk about is the 49ers and the Rams. Now we all know how good the 49ers is. The 49ers they ended up winning the game, a close game, 30-23. So the Rams stayed into it until the end when they started doing some bullshit. People started muffing balls. Um, Matthew Stafford threw a couple picks. Hopefully he doesn't go back to the old Matthew Stafford where he just throws hella picks. But a pretty solid game. The Rams hung in there, and that asks me a question. Remember we said the Rams are gonna be bad. Are the Rams actually good? Like they just like the Steelers just got absolutely blown out by the 49ers in week 1, and the Rams come in here and put up a solid game. Like this was the first time I can actually say where Brock Purdy didn't really have a good game. Like he was like a game manager kind of, which is what he really is. But he does be making some crazy plays now and then. But this game was just like solid. He was only threw 200 yards. That's really it. No touchdowns, no intos. Christian McCaffrey carried all the load, rushing for over 116 yards, one tutty. Debo Samuels with a tutty. Brock Purdy ran in there. Like it was a really, really good game on 49ers part. But the Ravens didn't play that bad, man. I'm sorry, the Ravens. The Rams didn't play that bad. They played a really, really solid game. Um, and I'm just wondering, like what, like if the team plays like that, they're gonna be really good. They already beat the Seahawks, man. A divisional game. So if they can play like that throughout the season until Cooper Cup can come back, bro, they can be really good. And this guy, they got a new rookie receiver called Puka Nakua. He is crazy, man. He's actually really, really good. Like he's solid. Like I could see him in oh, I had a brain fart. Him and Cooper Cup actually being a solid duo, man. Like that could be a really, really scary duo, especially with a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, man. I think the Rams can go far. Like I said, Brock Purdy did struggle a little bit on the passing game. Um, um, Brandon Ayuk did go out. I think he got a concussion or something like that. Yeah, he like got up a little bit slow. But he did come back in the game. Didn't do much, but he's still back. That's good to see. And yeah, 49ers beat 30-23, and a really, really solid game. Now let's talk about probably one of the most unexpected games, like I think in history. Like it was like a record for the largest comeback. No, second to largest comeback, but behind the Vikings and the Colts. It was the Giants come back on the worst team in the NFL, the fucking Cardinals. Now listen, what the fuck are the Giants doing, losing 28-0 to the Cardinals? The world may never know. But it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. And the Giants did rally back to beat the Cardinals 28 to 31. Yep. 28 to 31. The Cardinals gave that shit away. The Cardinals defense is trash, but we knew they were gonna be trash. I was watching the game and my jaw was on the floor on fucking Joshua Dobbs. Joshua motherfucking Dobbs was fucking cooking the Giants, cooking them. I was like, this is actually fucking insane. Dan's kind of cooking them. Like I'm like, damn, what? Like, so let me start off by saying I always thought the Giants were trash. I'm be honest. Even last year, I thought they were trash. I thought Saquon Barkley was carrying the Giants. Like there was like Derrick Henry carries the Titans, Saquon was carrying the Giants. Now Daniel Jones was making a couple good plays with his legs and his arms sometimes, like sometimes, but it wasn't that much. Wasn't enough to be like, oh yeah, they're a solid team. No, I thought they were trash. And now this year, I think they're even more trash. Like I don't know how is that possible, but they are trash. Now, granted, at the beginning of the game, Saquon was dropping hella balls, bro. Like the dip and dunks they were doing last year, Saquon started dropping them, so it struggled a lot. But they did rally back and beat the Cardinals, which is like it's impressive, but not impressive at the same time because it's the fucking Cardinals. Like they're expected to be the worst team in the NFL this year. So like beating them, being down 20 to them in the first place is horrible. Uh, but it was a really, really exciting comeback. The memes on TikTok were fucking hilarious, bro. I seen like it was a guy screaming and saying he's gonna cut it, he's gonna cut his throat. It was the funniest shit ever, bro. It was like it was really, really funny. But the Giants make a masterful comeback to beat the Cardinals 28-31 in favor of the Giants. Okay, now let's get to the nitty and gritty of this video. I hate Cowboys fans. I don't hate the Cowboys. I hate the delusion ass fans. I hate them. Every year they're the best team. Every year they're going to the Super Bowl. They're gonna win it. Every fucking year, bro. Like every year they say this shit, but like this year, man, it's looking kind of scary, bro. Are the Cowboys the best team in the NFL? Now, I want to say yes. I want to say, man, their combination of their defense and their offense is scary. Now, Dak hasn't thrown any picks, which is what we were looking for this year. Wanted Dak to progress and not degress, because then that's their chance to close to the Super Bowl. But yo, listen to me. This is a bold statement. A really, really bold statement. This might be the best defense I've ever seen in my life. It might be in the NFL. And that I've seen. I'm talking about 98 Bears, the Legion of, even better than Legion of Boom. Even better than the Legion of Boom, bro. I'm gonna say it, bro. This defense is fucking insane, bro. Bro, they held the Giants to 0 points, and then they held the Jets to 10 points. Now, granted, these offenses aren't crazy, so I would like to see them against a really, really good offense. But they was doing this shit last year too, and now this year they look even better. Michael Parsons is getting better and better every year, bro. It's actually insane. Like Diggs is actually great on coverage this year. Like not just like Diggs is always like an interception type of person, but he's actually playing good coverage. Like Stephon Gilmore, amazing asset to them playing good coverage. This team defensively is scary, man. This team is scary, man, and their offense is not too shabby. I think Dak can improve on a couple of things. Maybe getting a ball out a little bit quicker, but other than that, this defense is scary, man. This team is scary. They're looking like, I think for sure they're the best team in the NFC right now. As we're speaking of as week 2, there's still a lot of football to be talked about. But oh my God, they are looking dominant. They are looking like the best team in the NFL right now. Even better than my Chiefs. My Chiefs are looking too good, but man, they are looking good, bro. But the Cowboys win pretty comfortably, 30-10. Now, let me get some water because I'm about to go on like it might be the longest segment of the podcast. Because I might even add um my voice mine in because you were talking about it earlier and I recorded it, but you can't be it for the podcast. You had to go to work. I think Zach Wilson might be the biggest bust in NFL history. I think he is. Now, the Jets are officially cooked. They're not making the playoffs again. The Jets have a top 3 defense in the NFL. Top 3. They have a solid running game. They have a crazy. Might be like if you had a good quarterback, he might be top 5 receiver in the my top 5 undisputed with top 10 in the NFL. And Garrett Wilson. What the fuck? This motherfucker is that, bro? I have never seen a quarterback this bad ever. And there's been some fucking bad ass quarterbacks. This guy can't throw the ball for shit. He can't see for shit. He can't run for shit. Can't do shit. Nothing, bro. I'm watching the game and it's actually comical. Like it's actually funny to watch him play because he's horrible. And the bad part about him is that he can't do nothing good. Like I'm like I'm just gonna be really really harsh, but he needs to be out of the league, bro. Like this guy is garbage. There's so many other people that are dying to take his position in a XFL and college. Well, college they gotta work their way up, but this guy's trash. He's fucking trash. Like he's actually bad. He has a good ass team, which is like that's the sad part. For like him, like for like let's take Justin Fields in a situation. He's playing bad, but his team is bad. His offense is okay, but his defense is trash. Right? Let's who else we take? We take Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is really really good. His offense is good, but his defense is bad, and that's why they're losing. Bro, they're losing with a good team and a bad quarterback, bro. That's the worst way to lose, bro. Cause you know why? Because You have different schemes when it comes to defense or offense, right? Like there could be different coverages, different play calls, but when your quarterback is bad, no matter what the play is, no matter what you're doing, you're not gonna score the ball. Bro, they can barely move the rock unless it's running, and you can't run the ball on the Cowboys. The Cowboys defense is fucking insane. The defense is good. Like they were running the ball good against Buffalo, but then Buffalo started adjusting and they started stopping the run game. But I don't want to hear that. This guy's getting paid money. He's in the NFL. He's an NFL quarterback, and he's trash. He's trash. He's garbage. Like what is the problem? And you know what's getting even worse too, and why I think the team's gonna go downhill from here is that the locker room knows he's trash. Like when you play, if you guys ever play professional sports or the sports in general, my profession, I'm sorry, sports in general, because I haven't played professional, and you're playing for a team, and the quarterback is supposed to be the leader, and this guy has his head down, he's ashamed, he's overthinking too much. Those kind of emotions rub off on the locker room, bro. It does. So for him to sit there and act like that, and the locker room knows it, bro. They know he's trash. They know they're gonna lose games because of him. He's the main reason why. He's the sole reason why they're losing games, man. Their defense is playing really, really good, but their defense can't play fucking good if they're on the fucking field for the whole time of the game. Like they're on, like defenses get tired. That's why our defense was getting tired at the end because it was hot and they were on the field for so long. Listen, man. What? Like, I feel so bad because I feel like Robert Saleh is gonna go down. He's gonna lose his job because of Zach Wilson. Like, now Robert Saleh didn't draft Zach Wilson. It was a GM, of course, and their team. But you know what? They in this kind of league, they don't want to hear that. They do not want to hear that. They want to hear like, what is going on? Why can't you make this guy work? Is he that bad? Like, please explain to me on why he's doing this bad because it's sad and this is not up to my liking. Zach Wilson is horrible. There's nobody that I think is worse than him right now in the NFL. He is the number one worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He deserves to be taken off of the football field and put in the XFL or just lose his job, bro. Now I'm never one for having somebody lose their job, but this shit is depressing. The Jets fans deserve better. It was a shame Aaron Rodgers went out in week 1, but this guy's trash. He's trash. He's duro. Roy is duro. He's garbage. I don't know what they need to. I don't know why he can't be fixed. Why he's playing so damn bad. But listen, man, he needs fucking help, bro. He needs help. He needs help. And at this point, I don't think there's no helping him. I don't think it is. I think he's done. He's cooked. He got it in his mind that he's cooked. And once you lose mental, bro, you're done. You're done. I think he's done. I'm sorry for that little rant, but that it's just so bad because I thought the Jets were gonna be good this year, and they're back to where they started at. It's so sad. I apologize for you Jets fan, even though y'all are delusional too. But y'all been bad for so long. I deserve at least one good year, bro. I deserve it, but I'm sorry I digress. Let's move on. The last two couple of games we're gonna go through it real fast. The last two couple of games were the Commanders and Broncos and the Dolphins at Patriots. So Sam Howell is actually looking really good, man. Sam Howell's looking good. The Commanders did end up winning, beating the Broncos 35-33. The Broncos, I'm a Chiefs fan. So the Broncos being bad is good for me. Like they're in my division, I want them to do bad. I want them to suck. They didn't look that bad in the first half, but there is a four quarters in a football game, and they did horrible. They were up 21-0 or 21-3 or something like that. Let me I could say it. Yeah, it was like 21-3. Denver was up, and they sold. They sold. Like their defense got worse, bro. Like that's why I didn't put them in the top 5 defenses because this year the defense is trash, bro. They gave up 20 something 35 points to Sam Howell and the Commanders, bro. Now, granted, Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs head coach, I mean not head coach, offensive coach last year did go to the Commanders. And that's why I think their offense is doing pretty good because he's a phenomenal head coach. He's learned off Andy Reid, so he's going to be better, and he is showing like he deserves a position as the head coach somewhere. But right now, he came to Commanders, and he's showing that he's capable of leading the offense by himself without help from Andy Reid. So I give him credit for that because the Commanders look really really good. Sam Howell had himself a game. 299 yards, almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He played masterful, some good throws. Um, Brian Robinson Jr. played really, really good, 82 yards, 2 tutties. It was a masterful game. Terry, of course, Scary Terry, a really good wide receiver on the Commanders, had a really, really good game, man. The Broncos, they're still struggling, man. They've been struggling ever since Russ came there, bro. But I don't think this is Russ' fault. It was not Russ' fault this year. This game, Russ played a really, really good game. I think Russ did throw a pick or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, he did throw a pick, but he had 308 yards, 3 tutties. Like the defense need to step up, man. That was pathetic by defense. Their defense was lights out last year, and it was really, really bad. And now the defense suck. Commanders moved to 2-0, man. Commanders are looking promising, man. I actually predicted them to win the not whoa, I'm about to say win the Super Bowl. I did predict them to get into the playoffs this year, and I do think they will. The upcoming games are um the Bills are gonna lose that game. Eagles are gonna lose that game. Bears, Falcons, Giants, like their schedule's like up and down, but I can see them going to the going 9-8 and sneaking into the playoffs. Good game, good win on the Commanders. The comeback was really, really good. Not against the Giants, but a really good comeback nevertheless. Now, the last game I'm gonna talk about was the Dolphins and the Patriots. It wasn't that entertaining of a game, I would say. It was more of a defensive battle game and a running game, more than a passing game. Tyreek Hill still did his thing. The Dolphins, Tua still did his thing. I like how the Dolphins did adjust to the Patriots. The Patriots were playing Tyreek Hill. They were playing two safeties up top and one on Tyreek Hill. So they were doing more dip and dunks, more running game, which was throwing the Patriots off, which actually made them win the game in the long run. Like I love the play calling by their coach. It was really, really good. A really, really good shake-up game. It was a solid win for them. It was a really good win for them. The Dolphins moved to 2-0, bro, and it's more looking like the Dolphins are gonna win that division, bro. But it's still too early to tell. Like the Bills just had a crazy game, and I think the Bills and the Dolphins are gonna be a shootout game, and I think the Bills are gonna win that game. I think the Dolphins really, really have trouble in crunch time, but they did crunch it out with the Patriots. But the Patriots offense isn't really that good. But I digress. But that is it for the recap of week 2, guys. It was a really, really good week. Like I said, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of defensive battles. But all in all, it was a really good week. I thought it was a little bit better than week 1. Um, but yeah, so you guys know what we do at the end of every podcast. We go over the next week and see who's gonna win, and we talk about who we think is gonna win and why. Let's get into that right now. Let's go to this. Let's go. So Thursday night game, which is tomorrow, because today is Wednesday. It's gonna be the Giants and the 49ers. Enough said. The Giants are gonna get blown the fuck out. Probably 7-30 like they did the Steelers. I don't predict the Giants doing anything here. I don't believe it's gonna be a competitive game. I think the 49ers are gonna steamroll them with their defense and score some points on them with their offense. So against that, I can see Saquon having a good game now and then, but I'm predicting Giants 49ers 30 to like 7 or something. Okay, next game is Falcons at Lions. I'm predicting the Lions to win this. I think the Lions are a bit better offense than the Falcons right now. So I'm predicting the Lions to win. Not much said these teams are actually relatively good. I think it's gonna be a close game, maybe like 24-20 in favor of the Lions. I got Lions winning this. Chargers Vikings. I believe this is the first game the Chargers actually win. I think the Vikings go 0-3 this season. I think the Chargers are gonna bounce back. I think so Herbert's gonna try. I mean, I think his fault this year they lost, but I mean this last game that they lost, but I think he's gonna do better. I'm predicting a really high scoring game, probably like 36-34 in favor of the Chargers. A high scoring game with lackluster defenses. It's gonna be like the Seahawks and the Lions game, a shootout. The Saints and the Packers. I'm predicting the Saints to win this one. I think the Saints defense is gonna be a little bit better than the Packers defense. They're gonna be able to stop and make Jordan Love uncomfortable and stop the run. But Derek Carr's gonna be actually pretty good against their defense. I think I'm predicting a very low scoring game, maybe like 17 to 10, maybe something around that range in favor of the Saints. Not a really exciting game, but nevertheless, I think the Saints are gonna win this. Next game is gonna be Texans and Jaguars. Now the Texans did beat the Jaguars last year, the first game of the season. So that could happen, but I don't expect that to happen. Jaguars are gonna win. I think comfortable. I think it's gonna be like 27 to like maybe like 14 or something like that. I think the Jaguars are gonna win. It's comfortable. CJ Stroud's not there yet. The receiver core's not there yet, and the Jaguars defense is lights out. It's really really good. So I'm predicting the Jaguars to win. Um, the Dolphins and the Broncos are next. I'm predicting the Dolphins to win. I'm pretty comfortable. I think it's gonna be a slugfest. If the fucking not slugfest, a blowout. If the Denver defense plays as bad as they did against the Commanders, the Dolphins are gonna put up 50. Like, so yeah. Titans and Browns. I'm predicting the Titans to win this game. The Browns, like I said, they lost Nick Chubb. Deshaun Watson's looking bad. I think they're gonna lean on Derrick Henry for the run game. He's gonna eat up on that. Even though the D line from the Browns are pretty good, I'm thinking Titans to win. Maybe a low scoring game too, because it's gonna be a lot of running. Maybe like 17 to like 6. Like I don't think the Browns are gonna score. Probably like they suck. But yeah, I'm picking the Titans to win. Bills and Commanders. Commander streak ends here. Bills are gonna blow them out. Not blow them out, but it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a close game because the Commanders defense is pretty good. Um, but the Bills are going to bounce back like they bounced back this week. I think the Bills are going to win. Pretty comfortable too. Maybe the same score, maybe 30-10, 30-10. Um, that the Cowboys and the Jets did. I'm predicting that Josh Allen gonna have a good game. They're gonna be competitive, but they can't keep up with the Bills. Colts Ravens. Anthony Richardson might be out for this game, so on that they didn't have a chance. They had a little chance when he's in there, but now they don't have a chance at all. Ravens pretty comfortably, maybe like 27-7. Ravens pretty comfortable, man. Like not much said. There's nothing really the coach can do to beat the Ravens, in my personal opinion. Patriots Jets. I'm picking the Patriots to win this game. The Jets haven't beat the Patriots since 2015, and I don't think that's gonna stop this year, especially with Zach Wilson. And the Patriots have a really really good defense, so I'm predicting it to be another low scoring game, maybe like 14-3. If they're the Patriots are trash. They're trash. Seahawks Panthers. I'm predicting the Seahawks to win this game. I want to say 28-14. Pretty comfortable win for the Seahawks. The Panthers is not there yet. I think Bryce Young is pretty bad. I'm not gonna I think he's pretty bad, but he's a rookie quarterback. He has a lot more years in him, a lot more to learn, but I think he's doing pretty bad right now. So I think the Seahawks are gonna come in there and handle business. And just get a solid win. Bears at Chiefs. Blowout. I'm predicting us to score 42 on them, and maybe they score like 7 or 2 touchdowns, so like 42-14. It's a blowout. This is not biased. Like they suck. Pass gonna torch the defense. They suck. Their ass. Moving on. The Cowboys and the Cardinals. Moving on. Don't even want to say anything. The Cowboys win 1,500 to 0. Um, like there's no point. The Steelers and the Raiders. So this could be a really good game. For both teams, one team has a really good defense, and then one team has a good offense. So we'll see how that starts to collide with them. The Steelers, I think the Steelers are gonna win this game. I do believe that. I think they're gonna make Jimmy Garoppolo struggle a little bit. They're gonna play some lockdown defense. I think they're gonna win a game. Gonna be probably a low scoring game, maybe like 14-7, or maybe like 14-6, maybe 2 field goals out of the Raiders. But I think the Steelers are gonna win this like a good game, a good defensive battle game. Call me crazy. Upset alert. I think the Buccaneers are gonna beat the Eagles, man. Now I know what you're thinking, bro. Oh, the Eagles are so good. You're being biased because you beat them in the Super. No, I'm not. The Bucks been playing really good defense and really good offense, and the Eagles have not, bro. The Eagles have been playing really, really bad. They've been playing really bad, and I don't know what's going on with the Eagles. And I think the Bucks been playing better than them, and I think the Bucks are gonna sneak a win right here. I think the Eagles are gonna get their first loss of the season. That is if they start to play like how they've been playing the last 2 weeks. I think the Bucks are playing really good football. I think the Bucks are gonna win. I think the Bucks are gonna win. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm predicting 31-28, something along that line, and I think the Bucks are gonna take it. Um, okay, Rams and Bengals. Another. I don't know if it's really an upset alert. I think the Rams are gonna beat the Bengals. The Bengals are expected to have no Joe Burrow, so I think the Rams are gonna beat them pretty comfortably. I think the Rams offense is really really good. The defense is playing really good. The running backs playing really good. Like the Rams are just like They're playing really good, and people are expecting them to be like a really, really bad team. But I think the Rams are gonna win this. I think it's gonna be pretty comfortable. Maybe like they put up 30 on the Bengals. I want to say maybe 30 to 20, and if Joe Burrow doesn't play, 30 to like 14, or maybe even 7. Like it's gonna be a really bad game for the Bengals, especially if Joe Burrow doesn't play. But guys, that is my prediction for Week 3. Hope you guys did enjoy the podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you guys, your teams, let me know if your team won. What do you think your team needs to improve on down in the comment section? But I appreciate you guys for coming out, and y'all stay listening to Pure Facts.